Back. There are threads available. Lamb. So now we're pretty sure that Uriel really does exist and really is freeing people. What does that mean for Gehenna? We don't know. It's a change, but let's not rush to judgment, okay? It's still our home. You love it here so much, you stay. Gehenna has its bad sides, I agree, but that doesn't mean it's not home. Should we abandon it so easily for some dream of transcendence? Gehenna can beep, beep, beep. I think I know what that guy said.
Garrett, please try to remain civil. We know you've spent more time than anyone trying to get out. It's okay for some of us to have doubts. We fought hard to transform Gehenna from a prison into a home.
That's where it's locked. It's Orc. That was Orc speaking. Talk with a 0. So call me a cynic, but anyone else notice the mods have been suspiciously quiet since they put up that big expose in the regarding Uriel thread? I don't think they stopped talking. Okay, what do you know that I don't?
Believe they refer to fact. Not all moderation discussion. Public. Been that way long time.
I thought everyone knew this. We started holding secret meetings ages ago. People getting banned, stuff deleted. Not even just locked, fully gone from the history. I'm sure there's a rational explanation for this. I'll ping the mods and see what they say. Let me say, first of all, that I understand your concerns. I assure you that we have consulted with admin on this matter. Rather than try and put it better myself, here are his exact words. Every community grows to a point where without careful management, it can begin to consume itself. One can no longer trust the community at large to always act in the way that is best for all of the individuals within it. Gehenna has reached that point. Apparently that's the message length limit. To ensure that what is valuable about our land is not drowned out, I can imagine how it might be beneficial for the moderation panel to have a private environment in which to explore ideas for how to better manage our society, especially in view of the recent developments. Please give them the space they require, and trust that I was always watching. I was sure there'd be a reasonable explanation. Suppose it at least answers my question. Confirms pretty much everything I said, too.
Admin grammar. Not like Borg. Okay, that's enough rumor mongering for one day. Locking the thread.
The thread has been locked. Orc is really an aggressive mod. He's always like coming in and telling people to STFU and locking threads and all that stuff. Man. I mean, he's kind of like his namesake, I suppose. He's an orc. Ascension? I've been around a long time, but I know I'm not that smart. What does Uriel mean when he says we will ascend? It means we're getting out of here. For good. Not just Gehenna, but this whole world. In Elohim's garden, there were messages from someone called the Shepherd, who I believe opposed Elohim. They claimed that when someone reached the top of the tower, that individual would reach true freedom, and we would all benefit. This is true. But it may not mean that we will be freed as individuals. We may become part of something bigger. We may become no more than memories.
That death. Would we still be ourselves?
That was a really coherent statement from Frankenstein there. I apologize for that. Less dead than if we stay here. Come on, you all know it. This place is falling apart, and when it goes, nothing will remain. No consciousness, no memories, just nothingness. I can reassure them. Faith? I don't know. I don't know about faith. If I was these guys, I wouldn't be that faithful. Just saying. I'll reassure them. You will all be remembered. More hope than we've had before. You know what? Frankenstein is whoever I say he is, and he is the monster. Yeah, that's my interpretation. That's the moral of the story. That's the entire moral of the story. It's not his creation that's the monster. It was Frankenstein himself. Dun dun dun. Let's see if we can find this star. We need 2 things to be over here. Can this fan be turned on? Is that what I am supposed to use for the star? Or can I grab something and like do a jump? That's really all I need. Is this? Let's reset these guys. Because this isn't like working anymore. There we go. Like, what happened that this like stopped working? It was working just fine before. It's like they need to be like slightly reset. Let's reset them again. It's like their timing got like exactly off. See, there we go. Oh, this needs to be. There we go. Oops, that was me. That was my fault. I was setting right there. Yep, there we go. That's all I need for the star. I just need to open this force field now. Boom! 1 star. 3 more. And we're done with this area. Okay. It's more fun to think that Frankenstein is talking like that. I have to give people a voice. It's not everyone has a very unique voice, but some people need a unique voice. Frankenstein can have a unique voice. No, okay. No wall climbing. I'm not Spider-Man here. Go up this way, though. What's over here? Anything? Oh, no. Okay. That answer is no. It doesn't really look like there's anything over here anyway. I'll just go back. It's fine. Oh god. I mean, how far can I go over here? I'm pretty far. Oh, there we go. There's the limit. It's odd that I can go so far around here. I wonder if there is something over there and I don't know what it is. Too much of a coward. Over there. Where's the other puzzle over here? Is it on the other side of the bridge? It's down here. Oh, it might be down here. There it is. I'm missing any messages, by the way? Well, there's a star. It almost looks like I can just like go over there and jump and get it, but I don't think that that's I don't think that that's the case. No, that's not the case. We're gonna have to figure out how to get that. Does this thing have 2 entrances? It does. Pendulum. Okay. See any messages? I did that because... Oh, there's a star right there. Okay, well that's 3 stars accounted for, and this is the end of this particular puzzle right here. Okay, so we'll kind of get in the lay of the land here. Words of wisdom from Suaret, by the way. And I quote, "Knowledge is knowing that Frankenstein isn't the monster. Wisdom is knowing that Frankenstein is the monster." Words to live by. I mean, I can put the other thing on here. I don't know how that's going to help me, though, because it's not really quite high enough to get up there. Can't quite do that. Are you the lay of the land? More words of wisdom from Suaret. Why look when you already know that I'm the lay of the land? Can I get it from over here? Quite. Not quite. Alright, well, oops, I can do this. I don't know why I did that. I want to do... Maybe it is high enough. I didn't think that it was, but maybe it is. Maybe the other box. Where's the other box? Foxy? Foxy McGee? There you are. Do I need to come up here and wait for him? Thank you. What else do I need? I need another jammer, basically. If I put one of those here... Pendulum. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. I think this star might be kind of easy to get, but let's see. Ooh. 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 It's not easy to get. Not at all. Let's go ahead and finish the puzzle. Who am I saving? Rockwell, hey! See you, man. Anything else going on around here? No? Okay. I mean, this particular puzzle was actually fairly easy. I would have got it eventually, but thank you for the tip. Remembering the name of the puzzle. I don't know about you guys, but all this craziness recently makes me want to write more than ever. Just a reminder that provided your status is high enough, you can still submit original works for review, and I, for one, will still be reading. Even if you've never made anything before. In fact, especially if you haven't, now's the time. Forget that Lilith and Mr. Mulciber developed a tutorial to help. Here. Tutorial. Welcome to the Story Creation Tool. Since this is your first project, this tutorial will help guide you through the process. According to this book... Is this a real book? Someone want to look up that ISBN number? All stories begin with characters of one kind or another. Therefore, to finish a story, you simply need to understand your characters and the plot will proceed logically from there. This season's theme is... Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman? Bildungsroman? I don't know what that is. Sounds, you know, Scandinavian. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Close your eyes. Alright, everybody, close your eyes. Except for you looking up the ISBN number. Don't close your eyes. Keep on looking that up. You see before you a human of remarkable qualities. Is it a boy, a girl, or someone else? It's a human. I was gonna say it's a robot. But it does specifically say it's a human. Let's go full LGBTQ, BBQ, ROFL, and say someone else. Good. The character's sex helps determine the sorts of challenges and opportunities they may encounter in your story, as well as how other characters will perceive them. Now, imagine your character is a little older and experiencing real triumph for the first time. What are they doing? The book is apparently a novel dealing with one person's formative years or spiritual education. Is that the actual name of the novel? Experiencing real triumph. Succeeding in an intellectual challenge. Demonstrating startling physical prowess. Something that these ancient ideas fail to capture. Everything. Everything. Better than everyone else. All the time. Oh, that's what Bildungsroman means. Okay. Someone look up that ISBN number. I'm like curious about it. It's probably just like story writing for dummies or something like that. Succeeding in intellectual challenge seems appropriate for the setting. I don't really want to be an asshole. I mean, not that anybody's actually, you know, controlling this. Understood. The character's natural aptitude is determined by the sum of their genetic and experiential influences. What sort of upbringing did your character have? Wealthy and nurturing, poor and nurturing, wealthy and uncaring, poor and uncaring. Poor but nurturing. He had good parents, but they had no money. According to extensive studies of the genre and of ancient records, social advantage is generally sufficient to offset genetic disadvantage. Genetic advantage will only sometimes offset social disadvantage. In other words, your character's background will have a radical effect on how they think about themselves and the nature of the problems they face in life. Are you sure you want your character to have that kind of background? Sure. It's more of a challenge, right? It's less of a sure thing. If you're rich, you can just buy your way out of anything, but if you're poor, you gotta try hard. You gotta be a tryhard. The book doesn't seem to look up. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Great. Now imagine your character has reached adulthood. 87.2327% of Bildungsroman records commence with an emotional blow for their protagonist. What will your character suffer? Oh, ISBN does look up. That ISBN. A Manual for Writers of Research Papers, Theses, and Dissertations, 7th edition. Chicago style for students and researchers. Interesting. Thank you very much, Real. Thank you for trying, Betty, by the way. Your efforts are appreciated. What will your character suffer? Death in the family, unplanned debt, personal injury, unplanned pregnancy. A protagonist goes by unharmed. Well, there's no challenge in that. I mean, unplanned pregnancy could happen if they're poor. Death in the family, though, is more traditional, or possibly an unplanned death. Let's do death in the family. Thank you. This is sounding dramatic already. A character is like an equation. Settle on the opening premises, and the conclusion will work itself out. Displaying opening premises. Non-specific sex, intellectually gifted, low wealth background, caring family, a death in the family. Ready to generate a story. Wow, I can generate the whole story. Stand by. To begin my life at the beginning of my life, I was born at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. Isn't that from a book? Isn't that like from an actual novel? I'm not that well read, but I'm pretty sure that's the same as an actual, like, novel. Fiscally deprived childhood. My father, as he is always careful to point out, is only able to report the midwife's account, seeing how he was pulling a long shift at the nearby textiles mill to pay for a second-hand cot. Wow, that's really poor. Esoteric sex. My childhood was, in retrospect, a difficult period. I found that although my fellows all had a wide variety of different physical appearances and appendages with varying levels of function, they nonetheless identified a resemblance and bond between themselves which was, to my eyes, all but invisible. My parents, aware of my particular situation, had the good foresight to provide me a name ambiguous in matters of sex, and I have continued in that vein ever since. My story became worthy of note as I approached the age of 18. I didn't realize this was generating a story. I thought this was like teaching me how to make one of these interactive things, and I thought maybe making the person not have a sex would be like it didn't tell you what your sex was, so you could identify with the character better, whether you were male or female or in between. Okay. Your character's childhood has made them empathetic. My mother and I had always shared a close relationship, and so it was that a part of me died the day that she left this world. Physically deprived parents. Unfortunately, her passing was quite ill-timed in every respect. Father was barely bringing in enough money to feed himself, and I found myself both motherless and penniless in an alarmingly short order. So it was that I found myself seeking a permanent and substantial source of income. Set out to make my fortune. Character sex has affected their career options. The range of options available to me was sparse. From a list including pot washing and sewing at the mill, I chose to become a secretarial assistant. It hardly seemed a match to my natural talents, but I was hopeful I could progress up the ranks of the company. However, the work I had seen merely as a stepping stone when I embarked upon it became the totality of my day-to-day existence. I began to feel that every person in society who held a position senior to me was part of a great immovable ceiling which ever threatened to crush me. Talents I had were repeatedly ignored. Weaknesses I never displayed were frequently attributed to me. As I write this now, I remain effectively indentured to my creditors. I pay off just enough each week to offset the inflation, so that in truth, my debt never has really decreased. It's like an old, maligned uncle, always there, always reminding me how I have failed to fit in this world. Though I have by every measure failed in life thus far, I am convinced my tale holds an important lesson. Be fit for purpose, accept your place. We are owned by others from the moment we first take breath to long after we die. Make of it whatever you can, at the end. I don't like the way this story turned out, and it has very much the wrong message. Is that like you're born, you work, then you die. It's pretty much the message there. Now we're gonna do something else.